Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome. Today I want to take you all through my journey of trying to get better in-game sound for my first-person shooter games and my streams. So when I started my journey, I wanted a better headset than the traditional gaming headset. So I decided to look into the studio route. And that was the first headset I purchased was the Audio-Technica ATH-m50x, which is right here. And we'll do a little more reviews on each one of them in a minute. And then I upgraded to the Sennheiser HD560s just recently, which is right here. These two headsets are both great headsets, but they are similar and different as well. So for my streaming, I've been using the GoXLR Mini. And the GoXLR Mini has been a great mixer, and it's got a built-in headset amplifier, which is important about these two headsets. So one of the main differences of these two headsets that I have found is this is a closed back headset. Both are over the ear. This is a closed back headset, which means the sound is isolated into both ears, which sounds great. And I use those for a very long time, but as you can see here, I'll go ahead and demonstrate these, put these on for a minute. Even after a year of use, I can barely hear myself talking with these on. Even after a year of use, the headset is still pretty tight and clamps. And after wearing for long periods of time, it does get a little sweaty. But the build so far has held fairly well together. And it's easy foldable, as you can see, if you want to travel with it. Here, I'll go ahead and give you guys a look as what it would look like on stream. Let's go ahead and put these back. So the Audio-Technicas, what's interesting about these being closed back as well, it's only 38 ohms. So why is that important? Well, this GoXLR Mini will take up to, according to their tweet they released about a year or so ago, it will take up to 150 ohm headsets. So this Sennheiser has more ohms. This has 120 ohms, and the Audio-Technica has only 38 ohms. So what that means basically is you need more of an amplifier to run a higher headset. And I think this is correct. I think anything over 100 impedance, aka ohms, is called high impedance headphones, which the Sennheiser HD560s are, and the Audio-Technica technically is not. So basically, if you plugged in the Audio-Technica into this GoXLR here, you wouldn't have to crank the volume as much because there's not as many ohms being applied to the amplifier inside to get the sound out. But if you want more crisp, clear, and better sound, that's what I was going for. That's why I went with this Sennheiser instead, because it's 120 ohms, which does mean I have to crank the system volume almost all the way up, and it's not too loud, to get better, crisper sound in game, which I do like a lot. Now, with that being said, these actually also, I'll go ahead and take these down again. One good thing about the Sennheiser that I do like a lot, as I put these headsets on, I basically can hear myself talk like in real time. So these are over-the-ear headsets, but they're called open back. So literally, I can still hear some car noise outside right now. I could even hear the doorbell, or somebody could walk up and have a normal conversation with me, and I can hear them clearly. That is not possible with the closed back, isolated headphones from Audio-Technica. That's also the main difference as well. And I like that because you are able to hear the doorbell, or if somebody needs to speak to you while you're streaming, you can still wear your headset and hear them clearly. I think that's a great feature. Now also, and that's why I didn't think I would like the open back headsets. Now I love them. I don't know how I didn't use them before. But another thing with the Sennheiser that I think is really good is it's got a longer traditional cable, which when plugged into the GoXLR here, for example, you have a lot more room on your desk to move around, which I think is nice since you are hardwired in. Now, in terms of price, which is interesting, so the Sennheiser right here, the Sennheiser currently is going for $146 on Amazon, which I think is a great price, versus the Audio Technica is going for $169. I think the Sennheiser is a better headset, cheaper, lighter, longer cable, and open back. So between these two, and I've been using them for a while, I much prefer the Sennheiser HD560s, and it is cheaper. And it pushes closer to the recommended maximum that the GoXLR has for ohms, which is 150 in their suggested tweet. And this is 120 ohms. This is 38 ohms. Now, when it comes to if you want to travel with these headsets, and you have a lightning headphone jack as an example here that you would plug into a phone. Both of these headsets will work, but what the difference is that I have found, because this is such a higher ohms impedance, that it sounds very kind of flat. There's not enough amplifier in my iPhone to make this sound very good. So, and I can crank the volume up and it still sounds kind of dim. So that's something that I'd be aware of. If you were going to game and want to travel and use them with your iPhone or your Galaxy, for example, or Android phone, I would probably, and you want to do both, then the Audio Technica would probably be your better choice because it can do both. You can have a higher volume because it's got less ohms for the DAC that's inside the phone. Basically, the DAC takes your digital signal and makes it into analog so you can hear the sound. Basically is what happens. Your computer has one, your phone has one. I'm no audiophile, so if I say anything incorrect, please feel free to correct me in the comments. But yes, I wanted to show you guys basically the difference of these two headsets. If you were looking into these headsets to buy, because they are both below the $200 mark, like I said, I prefer the Sennheiser HD560s because they're lighter, the cable is longer, it's got the open back feature so I can hear somebody talk to me in real time without removing my headset, and it's got a higher impedance on those ohms, 120, which the GoXLR will take 150. So I hope that gives you a little idea between these two headsets if you're looking to decide between these two headsets. And if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to climb up to 1,000 followers to get partner on YouTube. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Cheers. Catch you later.